Transition is a time of change. It's a process of moving from one phase to another, a passage from a former situation into a new one. For example, when you go from living with your parents or in college to living independently, from being single to getting married, from working to not working, or vice versa. Many people believe that change equals transition, but that's not true. Change is simply a situation presenting itself. But a transition is the process of adjusting to that new situation so that you succeed in it. And there's a transformation that goes with that, which takes time. A job loss, a company merger, a new boss, all these are changes. Something happened, somebody moved your cheese. However, none of these changes is the actual transition. A transition is what happens in your mind, in your identity, and later in your behaviors. Transition means accepting and working through the change. Now, the importance of managing a transition is clear because a transition is a three-part process. It consists of an ending, an in-between time of adjusting, and then a new beginning. Think of transition as coming in three waves. First, the ending. Not many things begin with an ending, but every transition does. Sometimes the end comes in a day, as with a sudden job loss or when someone unexpectedly dies. On the other hand, endings can be protracted, as with rumors of layoffs or a long illness. Of course, not all endings are bad. You decide to end your days of being single. You have a baby, which ends some of your spontaneous weekends. You get a big promotion at work. It's the end of what you used to do and an end to how you used to do things. Now, it's time to reinvent. Managing your transition means learning to move through it smoothly, often with the help of friends and others. Because in reality, the waves of transition are jagged, like this. Even the 3 stages don't happen in a clean sequence. You're usually dealing with 2 or more phases at the same time. But one thing's sure. Before you can begin something new, you have to end what used to be. An ending is letting go of an old situation, a separation from your past, because there is no going back. Then we have phase 2. Something ended, but the new thing has not yet fully begun, so it can feel like we're wandering in the desert. Bill Bridges, the author of Transitions, referred to this middle phase as the neutral zone. This is the confusing, often strange and empty nowhere of in-betweenness. It's the gap between one life phase or work life and the next. It can be a time of having a breakdown or a time of breakthrough. But it's actually a very important time. Here, you're receiving signals as to what you need to be for your next stage. Here you learn important new skills, find fresh mindsets. But it's not an easy time. You know, as our bodies physically grow, there are literally growing pains associated with it. Well, the same is true here. You're slowly being transformed into what you want after this. Unless you disrupt the neutral zone's value by trying to rush through it quickly. The fact is, it will take as long as it takes for you to get ready. And beginnings are strange. People want them to happen, and at the same time, we fear them. Sometimes the beginning results from careful and conscientious effort. But for most people, important new beginnings have a mysterious and sometimes accidental seeming quality. You show up at a networking event you had planned to skip. There you meet so-and-so and he introduces you to someone who changes your path. Or a friend sends you a link that sparks an idea and you're off. In a nutshell, where there's change, you'll need to undergo a transition, a transformation. Yet without careful management of the process, a new beginning is hard to get off the ground. The video called Tips for Successful Transitions offers practical ways to navigate the neutral zone and tips to set yourself up for great new beginning. Also, check out the link to what transition coaching is. See you next time.